Hey guys, what is up and welcome to my channel. It's a Hardback Life. My name is Jordan and today I want to talk to you about a few things. Where I've been and what I've been up to this whole month. It's been a fun and crazy month. I went on a vacation to New York and I've just been doing a lot of things. But it has been a fun month, and in a couple of weeks I'm excited because I'm going to go see Maroon 5 in concert. Uh, Super excited about that. But uh, today we're going to be talking about a couple things. One, a giveaway that I'm going to be doing in October. I'll give you some brief information about that. And then also some of the books that I plan on reading for the rest of the month of September. And then I think I'm going to briefly show you some of the music that I've been listening to because I love me some music. And I hope you guys will be interested enough to look into these artists because I think all of them are definitely artists that people should listen to, in my opinion. But yeah, anyway, without further ado, you guys, let's get started. We're gonna get into the music first. So here's a few artists that I've been listening to that I absolutely love, and I think if you give them a chance, you might love them too. First up, Kacey Musgraves. This is her most recent album, and her previous album this one's called Starcrossed, and this one is called Golden Hour. These two kind of go hand in hand with each other. If you do some research, you'll know why. But she's a country artist. Yes, if you don't like country, I wouldn't worry about it because she's like not your typical country artist. She pulls from a lot of different genres for inspiration. And I would describe her music as like kind of cosmic country. Yeah, I think that's a good word for it. Like it's super beautiful, and her melodies are just out of this world. Hence the word cosmic. All right, next person I'm going to talk about is Matt Carney. He's had several big hits. I mean, like Ships in the Night, Hey Mama. Like, there's a lot of big hits. I can go on and on. He started off as like, he's kind of like borders along the line of Christian artists and mainstream artists. He's very fantastic. I definitely recommend him to anyone. He's very accessible to anyone, in my opinion. His music, he draws from like a lot of hip hop inspiration and pop, and like he's a really cool artist. I enjoy listening to him a lot. And two of my favorite bands are that I'm going to show you. Imagine Dragons is their 5th studio album, Mercury Act 1. And then One Republic, their most recent album, Human. Absolutely love this album. They break down at least their interpretation of what it is to be human. And it's so beautiful. And yeah, this album is great. This is also their 5th studio album. One that I've waited for years. And the last artist I'm going to mention is one of my favorite artists of all time. And that is Aliyah. This is her second album, One in a Million. And her third and final album out before she died, called Aliyah, which is self-titled, obviously. Both of these albums are so good. And she's R&B, but she was R&B, but she's super fantastic. I think everyone could benefit from listening to her. Uh, she also did a couple movies. She broke out stardom in the 90s, and then obviously that was cut short in 2001 when she passed away due to a plane crash, which was uh, such a tragedy. And it happened 2 weeks before 9/11 too, which really made me freak out and not want to be on a plane for a while. I mean, I don't like flying in general. So even going to New York this time around on a plane was giving me the heebie-jeebies, but I'm still here. But Aliyah is not, unfortunately. But you guys should definitely listen to her. Her record label reached a deal with a bunch of streaming services, and they're re-releasing her music again. I'm happy about that because the whole world will be able to experience her music as well as new music that her record label is going to release that she never put out in the world, which will have a bunch of collaborations on it as well. So, yay! Anyway, that's enough about the music I've been listening to. I hope any of those artists pique your interest. But let's shift focus to New York and also books. So, like I said, I went to New York from the 13th to the 17th, and I had so much fun. I visited a couple of bookstores, including the Barnes & Noble in New York. There's many Barnes & Noble locations in New York, but the one I went to, I absolutely loved. There were 3 levels, you guys. 3 freaking levels. There was like a, main floor level, an upstairs level, and like a basement level. Like, fantastic. Like, I wanted to explore the whole store. I was like a kid in a candy store. Oh gosh, I just kind of, like, it blew my mind. And even the bookstores, other bookstores I went to, just blew my mind. Gosh, had such a fun time. And I also saw this show, Wicked, on Broadway. If anyone hasn't been to New York, you should go. It's fun, and obviously it's very, city living and stuff like that. So it's hustle and bustle, very busy, but it's a lot of fun. And if you do go, seeing a Broadway show is very highly recommended, at least to me, because I'm a theater person. But even if you're not a big theater person, seeing a show on Broadway, I think, will still change your life. And like I said, this is one of my favorite shows, Wicked. It's like it's a story that was developed based off of Wizard of Oz. So definitely check this out. All right, so let's talk about my reading plans for the rest of the month. It's currently September 22nd, the day after my sister's birthday. So shout out to my sister, real quick, who had her 28th birthday yesterday. I'm proud of you and I love you. I am currently reading Rule of Thoughts by James Dashner, which is the second book in the Mortality Doctrine trilogy. This is a sci-fi, and has to deal with virtual gaming. And the second book, I'm not going to really spoil much, but let's just say it takes the real world and the virtual world and puts them together. And wow, this book also, the stakes are higher. And oh man, I love this book. The whole series basically is about 3 kids named Michael, Bryson, and Sarah, who are big gamers, and they're tasked with stopping this very horrible person named Kane, who is like doing some horrible things, which I can't say because I don't want to spoil the book for you. He's doing some horrible things within the virtual world, which is now making its way to the real world. And it's crazy. I'm 100 pages away from being done with this book. So, I'm super excited to finish it. And I have the third and final book right here, Game of Lives. I cannot wait to read this book because I just want to know how the series ends. Because, oh gosh, this book has been taking me on a wild ride. And book 1 is behind me, called Eye of Mines. Definitely recommend this series. Like I said, this is the second and this is the third. And book 1 is behind me. It's a blue cover. I also plan on finishing, or well, actually starting and finishing the next 2 books that I need to read in the Dresden Files, which are Summer Night and Death Mask. This is the 4th and 5th book in the Dresden Files. If you don't know what the Dresden Files are, they're about Harry Dresden, who is a wizard / detective, and he, a lot of the time, helps the police solve cases that are magically, that have magical issues within them. But I really love this series so far. I've read the first 3. I read the first one, Stormfront, back in July of last year. And then I read the second and third books, Full Moon and Grave Peril, in November of last year. So I need to really get on the ball and continue the series. So these are the next 2 books I have to read in that series. The next book I need to read and finish is When No One Is Watching by Alyssa Cole. I've already started this. I'm about 100 pages in. This is a psychological thriller where our main character is living in this historical neighborhood in Brooklyn, and it's slowly being modernized by all the people that are coming in, and at the same time, Sydney, our main character, her neighbors are disappearing. And so it's like a weird mess with your head type of thriller, and this is perfect for reading right now because it's fall, and I need a book like this in my life. This next book I meant to start while I was in New York, but it just never happened. The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. I've heard so much about this series from other booktubers, particularly one of my favorite booktubers, Hannah from A Clockwork Reader. She absolutely loves this series. It's 4 books, and I have all 4 books right here. Obviously, this is the first one, and then the other 3 are on my nightstand. But I really want to read these. I might start this book this month and then finish it next month. Who knows? Or I might just start it next month and finish the whole series next month. We'll see. The next book I want to talk about is Serpent and Dove by Shelby Mahurin. This is the first book in a trilogy, obviously called Serpent and Dove. And this is about a witch and a witch hunter that fall in love. And you can see how problematic that is, obviously, because a witch and a witch hunter falling for each other. And they're being chased because obviously their love is forbidden and all that stuff. I I'm kind of excited about this because obviously I love reading about witches, and this is perfect to read around Halloween. And yeah, I'm excited to see what this book has in store. And it's a trilogy, like I said. Blood and Honey and Gods and Monsters, which Gods and Monsters came out this year, are right behind me. You can't see them, but they're like back there. I plan on reading them, and I want to read them quickly because one of my good friends that works at Barnes & Noble wants me to read them so that we can talk about them. Because she's already read the final book, and she's read the previous two again. So I gotta get on the ball and read these. Okay. The next book that I need to read is Elontrus by Brandon Sanderson. This is the first book, or no, this is a standalone set in the Cosmere. And this is also his first novel in the Cosmere. So, obviously, we're going to see... This is also actually his first published work. So, we're going to see what Brandon Sanderson first book was like. And I've already started it. I like it so far. So, we'll see where it ends up. And we have two more books on this list. One of them I can see myself finishing at the end of the month. And the other one I cannot. But A Good Girl's Guide to Murder and Good Girl, Bad Blood, the first and second book in A Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. And the third book comes out at the end of the month in a few days. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. This is kind of like Truly Devious, and like the fact that there is a character who wants to solve a case that's been plaguing their town or another town for years. But everything is not what it seems. And in this series, there's someone who doesn't want the truth to come out, so they do anything. They pull out all the stops to stop our main character from solving the case. And that's all I know about it, and that's how I'm going to go into it, because I want to be surprised. Alright, you guys, that was my reading plans, at least as far as the books that I can see myself starting and maybe finishing. Fingers crossed. I know there's only like 7 or 8 days left of the month. So fingers crossed that I can get to a lot of these books. And now on to the giveaway, which is why we are here initially. Next month, I plan on giving away one of my copies of Children of Virtue and Vengeance by Tomi Adeyemi. This is the second book and the most recent book, and I think it's called Legacy of the Orishi series, and it's a planned trilogy. The final book hasn't come out yet, but I heard it's coming out soon. The author gave it a 2021 release. Said it's going to be released in 2021. So I'm assuming it's going to be released towards the end of the year. So this is perfect. I might actually read the first book in October as part of my October TBR, because I haven't finished the first book. The first book is called Children of Blood and Bone. But yeah, I accidentally bought 2 copies of this book. I don't know why. Well, I forgot that I had it already. So I decided recently, you know what? I'm just going to give away the other one. And I might also throw in some other goodies with the giveaway. But be looking for when I'm going to do that. It's either going to be beginning, middle, or end of October. I will let you know for sure. And I will iron out the details pretty quick here. But yeah, I'm planning on giving at least one of these copies away. I'm shocked that I didn't know I had this already. But yeah, so I am going to be giving this away, one of them away, and I'm super looking forward to doing this. This is me giving back to those of you that have watched my channel, and those of you that, and hopefully this is me introducing you to me. So, woohoo! Anyway, you guys, be looking for this. Anyway, you guys, that was all I have to share with you today. So, I will see you soon in another video. Bye!